What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and I'm here to normally give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we are always cooking up the latest and greatest gaming headlines. And who better to join me on this venture today than my sous chef, Aiden? Why don't you say what's up?
Hey, what's up? If you didn't get what I was doing there, I was doing the whole oh, Blue's could do, we can too. To go
Oh,
oh man, now we're gonna dive headfirst into. Ow, I hit my hand off of that. But
we're
we're
off
gonna
the
dive
rails.
headfirst into the Elder Scrolls lands. And before we do, make sure you like and subscribe to us if you care about us in the slightest and you want us to succeed because we love you.
We love everybody out there. And you know what I love? I love talking about Elder Scrolls. You know, I normally don't push agendas in gaming here on the channel. I normally don't say, no, we're making this video. But we are making this video because
It's a man who cares about Elder Scrolls people.
I need another Skyrim in my life. I'm playing Avowed, and we'll talk more about that in another video, hopefully. So, I want to talk about these alleged Elder Scrolls leaks, and I also want to stress the point. I said alleged. Alleged, grain of salt with everything we talk about today, because on paper, it's getting my hype meter going off. You got to keep me grounded here because, oh, I love what I see about Elder Scrolls 6, let me tell you. So, last week, there was a big list of things that came out, and we're going to take it leak by leak, category by category, and kind of expand it from there. But I think with most Elder Scrolls games, RPGs, the biggest thing is the game setting. Apparently, according to this leak, we're going to have a dual region setting. Now, apparently, those things are Hammerfell and the Lush. I don't know too much
I
about
mean, the Lush, I also have heard High Rock.
the
So,
High Rock. Okay, so yeah, that's... Oh, duh. Yes, the
yeah.
Lush medieval... I'm reading this article all weird. But yes, Hammerfell and High Rock are the two places that we will be exploring. I really like this prospect. Again, it's simply based off the fact that, one, we're on next-gen consoles. We're on next-gen everything. The idea that we could get two regions that are also massive at the same time, I'm here. I'm here for it. Sign me up.
I will say this though. Okay, so you know what? First of all, just to let everybody know, this comes from generally the same people who leak stuff about Marvel Rivals. I'm not going to say any specific name because I don't know exactly who it came from, but it's generally the people who leak stuff about Marvel Rivals. So we can trust that they do have some experience with leaking and everything. So it's hard to tell if it's actually 100% accurate or not. But I also going to point out, based on what you said, Kevin, which is I don't trust Bethesda to make too large areas for you to explore without the game being complete crap,
That's...
i.e., Starfield.
Well, there's a leak that ties into Starfield, which is crazy to say out loud. But I've seen some stuff from the leaker Xtos, who normally gets a decent amount of things right, or they do have their finger on the pulse. But I want to now move to that part of Starfield that I think is pretty big, and that's ship combat. Apparently in this game, we're going to be getting naval battles and ship building. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you
Will I
something.
be able to make a square ship, though, to
Ooh.
avoid everything, just like I could in Starfield?
Now, this is how they describe it. Players will reportedly be able to construct their own ship, engage in epic sea battles, and explore vast oceans surrounding Hammerfell and High Rock. Additionally, marine and underwater exploration will add a new layer of depth to the game with explorable islands and hidden treasures. I'm thinking Sea of Thieves. If they can deliver this... Oh, Aiden, we need to stop. We need to stop.
I want this. And I want this so badly because, okay, full transparency here, people. I've never played any of the Elder Scrolls games except for Skyrim. The only one I've played.
Oh,
I've
me too.
played it a handful of times. Genuinely really like it. But needless to say, I am not that in tune with the Elder Scrolls universe. I don't know everything about it here. So Hammerfell, High Rock, they mean nothing to me. I don't know those locations. But I'm excited for you, Kevin, because I'm assuming you know those locations.
I know them.
But
They're pretty damn beautiful. I'll say that. And just looking at that teaser we got, I mean, that land looks pretty expansive. And again, it was surrounded by
I
water,
mean,
if I remember correctly.
you can make anything look expansive in like a 30-second trailer that just says the name of a location
Don't take my
or the name
shine
of a
here.
game. I mean, but I do really want the naval battles. Please give this to me. Give it
Yeah.
to me not in the style of Sea of Thieves, but give it to me in the style of like Skull and Bones. Like I don't know if you ever played that Ubisoft game, but like the ship combat was actually really good in it.
Okay. I'll give you
Like give
that.
it to me in that style. Like I don't want to be running around to a cannon and firing that specific cannon. I want to control the ship
Yeah.
and then like fire the cannons with a press of a button, or like be able to maneuver real quickly and like raise lower the sails, yada yada yada. That's what I want.
If I'm taking what they did in Starfield, where you like divert power to certain aspects of your ship, like shields, weapons, thrusters, I assume something along the lines of you'll have your crew, you can assign them to like, hey, there's 6 men on the cannon, there's 2 people controlling the sails, and then like obviously you're steering the ship. Maybe that's the translation to like medieval stuff. I don't really know. It's again with Bethesda and how they handle all the like the deep inner mechanics. That's totally, it can go either way. It could be as basic as Skull and Bones, or it could be as in depth as Starfield, which I'm leaning more towards Starfield, where it's like you divert your crewmates and like energy. I don't know. It's very weird, but if you can give me the experience of exploring like you do in Sea of Thieves, where it's like, there's a far-off island, I'm gonna go there, and let's just say it's a mythical world, and you can bump into like a sea creature, have battles like that.
Oh, give me a Leviathan and I'll be happy.
You'll
Better
never
give me
pull
a
me out of this
Kraken.
game.
Oh,
You'll never pull me
that'd
out
be
of this
amazing.
game. I mean, I
I
have
would
problems
solely
with
be
Skyrim.
focused on the naval side.
Yeah.
I would only be focused on the naval side. If you gave me like mythical creatures like Krakens and stuff, I'd be like, okay, I'm staying in the ocean until I find it all.
Well, speaking of mythical creatures, apparently dragons are returning to the Elder Scrolls. I mean,
Fucking.
it's hot. It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. They breathe fire, by the way. My
It's
my thing with Skyrim is they had that DLC where you can ride the dragon, but you couldn't control it. Like it would just kind of take you wherever it wanted to, which that's whatever. But if you give me dragons and like you can use them as an actual flying mount where you can kind of like dive, move, all that. I mean, this is also considering you're dragonborn and blah blah blah. Like, you know, that all, however that pans out. But dragons are
I mean,
back, big boss. I
will
love
we
it.
be Dragonborn again?
Well, that's
That
what
would.
I'm saying. Like, I don't think
I
that's
was
gonna
gonna say,
happen.
like, if they do the whole "oh, you're Dragonborn again," then I'm gonna be like, okay, I immediately don't want to play this. You're just
Yeah.
like recycling your old story, literally.
No, yeah. Well, that's where I'm kind of thinking, like, how do you handle dragons coming back allegedly? So, yeah, maybe I just want to ride a dragon. Maybe that's at the bottom of my list. I don't know. Now,
Give it to me like How to Train Your Dragon. Give it to me like that, where baby dragon, you raise it from a young age, and then bam, you end up riding it.
big dragon,
Give it
big
to me like
dragon.
that. I wanna tame a dragon, like train it from an early age, and then just be like, hey, I am riding you.
Well, you want to know what else is pretty big? Apparently,
In
the
the
world.
fun way.
Damn, we're back-to-back episodes with some weird sayings in our things. I just
I
want to
know.
put that out there. But hey, whatever. But apparently, there's going to be 13 or 12 major cities within this world, each with their own unique identity and culture. Which, to me, whenever we talk about RPGs and what makes them great, world building, the finer details, the immersion you feel within them, this is what makes a good RPG. And Bethesda, if you give me 12 to 13 major cities that are packed with things like people, characters, storefronts, whatever, fine. Because the gripe I had in Starfield was you have all these planets, but like maybe 6 or 7 of them actually have things on it. So
Yeah.
this
So
is
it
what I'm
brings me
looking
back
at.
to I don't trust them.
I gotta think that I have to. Forget GTA. I'll sacrifice GTA if this game comes out how I want it to come out. But
I will trust them more if they get rid of Todd Howard.
He's
Hot
apparently
take.
retiring after this, I think. Unless he's doing the next Fallout, which I don't know. But
Hot take. Get rid of Todd Howard, and I'll be happier with you, Bethesda.
I'm not gonna say a word. I'm not gonna say a word. Now, you're big on Baldur's Gate 3. You love this stuff. I'm gonna ask you about this here. Apparently, they're gonna move away from this old progression system with a more natural and flexible approach. Combat is also said to receive a major upgrade with smooth mechanics and more dynamic encounters. So, with players having the ability to kind of do what they want there, and then upgrading combat, which we've talked about just a little bit here on the channel, where I always said Skyrim was hack and slash, like whatever. I don't want them to do the Kingdom Come Deliverance thing, because that'll
I
ruin
don't
it for
either.
me.
I don't either because that combat is very specific to Kingdom Come. And so when I play Kingdom Come, I want that combat. I want the specific, hey, I need to target like how I'm targeting him. Okay. But I also recognize that for for Skyrim, for instance, it was way too hack and slash. It was very much a, oh, you can just run up and just beat someone to death and no one no one's gonna block you. So like I feel like some more in-depth combat with actual blocking,
Yeah, like parrying and stuff
like
like that.
mattering and like parrying would be good.
Yeah.
Like there are mods that add that stuff to Skyrim, and so like if they do like the mods and like they actually do like a nice parry system, block, like oh you can actually do like combat, then I would be much happier than with it just being like kind of more hack and slashy than like it was with Skyrim.
Well,
But as far as like progression goes, I mean, I had no like problem with the Skyrim progression system at all.
yeah, I liked it. Hey, albeit, I just want to put out this disclaimer: that game released a long time ago. I don't want to know the exact release date because that'll make me feel even older. It was very 2012.
2012.
Oh my! Stop. We need to.
I,
This is. I can't do this on camera. I have a coming to life realization. But for the time, it was very basic. Very like, hey, here's the star system.
2011.
20, that's even worse. That's even worse. Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
off by a year.
Off by could have been a year forward. But it was very basic. And I know times have changed. We've had Baldur's Gate 3. Now we're playing Avowed. And things have gotten more complex. I just don't want them to go down this route where it's like, you're doing too much. Like, let me just give attribute points. Do like Borderlands does with like the specifics, and then like you can go down the tree, do whatever. That's fine. Just stick to it. That's all I need.
Well, you brought up Avowed. One thing that I really want them to do is I want Bethesda to make this like to treat this game like Obsidian treated Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
In that I want this new Elder Scrolls to be like you can murder every NPC and still beat the game. That's one of the biggest things that I care about. Because I want to be able to just like go full murder hobo if I feel like and still be able to beat the game.
Yeah, no, like I fully agree. Mainly for the fact whenever you go into like I was about to say Winterfell, but that's Game of Thrones, or is it? They all sound the same. Is it Winterfell? I know Dawnstar. Let's just say Dawnstar. That's an
I
actual
mean,
place.
this Whiterun.
Whiterun, that's what it was. Winterfell is definitely
Oh.
Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh, they're so close. That's why. But you go into like Dawnstar or whatever, and you can wipe out the town, whatever. They can spawn back. I don't care. I just like having that. But you brought up towns and villages. Apparently, you're going to be able to build your own fortress and your own village. Again, Aiden, I'm sorry. Whenever this game comes out, if all this is true, you might not see me for like a week or
Got it.
two. I mean,
For like 3 weeks, Halo will just be laid off.
it's gonna be absolutely. I'm gonna be feral. But I'm looking at how Starfield did their base building and stuff like that. I was fine with it, albeit I didn't invest too much time in it. But if something like this, where I can build like a fort and then like have like a subsidiary village, hey, maybe NPCs come. They did that in Fallout 4. We can kind of have your own camps. Why not?
Yeah, I mean that's so like fortress and village building is actually something I trust them with. I don't trust them with a lot, but at
That's
least, at
saying.
the very least, I trust them with like building mechanic stuff because they've done it in Starfield. They've been doing it for a while in Fallout 76. They did it in Fallout 4. So like, and they even tried it out in Skyrim too, because like in
Yeah.
Skyrim you could build up
Your own.
the starting town or whatever that you start in before the dragon attacks. Like you could rebuild that like that area or whatever. So I mean, I trust them a little bit with actually doing this. So I think that that would actually be really fun, and I think they would do it well and have like an actual like area where you could rebuild and make your own town and build a fortress and stuff. It would be fun.
Ooh.
I would do a lot of role playing in that and just be like, I am your king.
No, exactly. And that's why I'm going to be invested in this game. Now, we have one final bit of this leak that Todd Howard is coming off his mountain on high and delivering this to me specifically, where we got a potential release window and whenever the game could actually be revealed. Now, according to this leak, this is the part of the leak where I just don't take it for what it's worth. Apparently, The Elder Scrolls 6 could be showcased as early as July 2025, aka the month I was born in. Todd Howard, if you deliver this, you got me. You got me good. I'll be here. I'll be here day one. If this gets revealed in July, I mean, it's almost time we do get a look at this game, like a deeper one, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. All I can think of is like you said, Todd Howard coming down from his mountain on high, and the only thing I could think of was that mountain doesn't got to be very high because that motherfucker is short.
Short king. I'll root for this dude.
He's short.
I'll root for him because if any of this stuff is true, dog, I can't, like, I don't like to buy into leaks, rumors, like any of them. Like, I talk about them, but am I really invested? No, because again, the gaming industry is very fluid. Things change. We were just talking about Marvel Rivals and how that could have been canceled. So, like, who's to say any of this comes to life? But I really think this game is set up to be very, very, very good based off all this. And then I'm just going to say release date, let's say 2027. I think that's good. We're not seeing this until the next, like, 2-3 years.
I agree with you on that. I'm also just looking up, when was the teaser shown? The teaser was shown in 2018.
Yeah. So we're
That
almost
was literally 7 years ago.
This is a bad
It has been
episode.
it has been almost 7 years
That's insane.
since that game was first shown off.
Yeah, and it was a
And
30-second BS trailer of the title. It's
30,
like, no duh, it's Elder Scrolls.
37 seconds, thank you.
My bad, but it's the title, like Elder Scrolls 6. No duh, it's gonna be called that. Oh, man, we need to see this game. Right.
After 7 years, I feel like we're due.
No, for sure. At least a cinematic. They gotta be cooking up something like that, because I know when Skyrim was dropping, they were dropping some certified hood classic cinematic trailers with the Dragonborn fighting the dragon. Oh my gosh, peak cinema. But if they do it for this,
think about it like this: The Witcher 3 took 3.5 years of development.
yeah,
This game better be good if they showed it off 7 years ago for the title, and it's been 7 years of development.
yeah. Then you got fans like me that are just gonna eat all this up and just, yeah, I need it. I need it right now. So I'm for it. This game on paper sounds amazing. Much like you, though, I agree with Bethesda. We gotta kind of like, hey, pal, like, are we good here? Are we all right? Is there anything wrong? Can I fix anything? That's how I view this. But again, I could not be any more excited for the Elder Scrolls 6. This is gonna be a game. This is gonna be a time. It's gonna be a moment. I can't wait for it. Real quick, though, I want to ask, because I said 2027 and 2028 is a year to look for in gaming, do we think this releases on this current generation of consoles, or is this a next-gen launch title for Xbox? I'm just being realistic.
I feel like it's a cross-gen. It's going to be like the end of this generation of consoles' life, and so it's going to be like the end and the beginning of the next generation. So it'll be like, it'll span that.
Okay.
and then it'll span another 3 console generations because Bethesda knows how to milk the Elder Scrolls franchise for all eternity.
And I'll buy every single version they drop because I'm a fool, but that's neither here nor there.
If I can't play this one in the future on my Samsung fridge, then they didn't do it right.
They did it for the Amazon Echo. I remember that being a thing. Oh my gosh. That was so weird. Now I'm getting Skyrim memories, but before that happens, before I go down that rabbit hole, if you want to talk more about the Elder Scrolls 6, your favorite Skyrim game, Elder Scrolls 5 is mine, but who knows? Whatever, that could change. Join our Discord. Links to that is all in the video description down below. If you like the content you've seen here today, consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribing to Game Sandwich for more content just like this. But as of right now, I've been Kalo, joined by Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.